You're watching Daily News Brief, top headlines made simple. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Here are the top highlights making headlines in the news today. They said it. Leaders at the UN, in their own words. Ethereum top holders slash holdings, sparking $4,000 breakdown fears. Disabled children facing national crisis as thousands wait months for wheelchairs. Schools in Oklahoma are being warned they risk violating the law if they don't establish a Turning Point USA chapter on campus. Elon Musk sparks backlash after issuing 48-hour assignment to employees. This is due by noon on Thursday. Victims in fiery crash on I-96 in Novi identified. New information released. Robinhood CIO says investors should watch Opendoor and Better Home stocks carefully. Here's what it costs to charge a Tesla monthly versus using gas for a Chevy Silverado. Court orders arrest of former Grêmio, Inter and United player. Ukrainian drones stage new attack on major Russian petrochemical complex. Kimmel corporate fallout. Threatening legal action. Disney shareholders want to know if improper political or affiliate pressures went into host's week-long suspension. 6 charged in ICE facility shooting jailed on federal hold in Wichita County. He planned to run for Ohio governor. Now John Husted could be in the U.S. Senate's toughest 2026 race. Scientists sound alarm after making unsettling discovery deep in human bones. There's a gap in our knowledge. Seeing Wi-Fi issues on your brand new iPhone 17? You're not alone. Here's what's happening. Federal judge refuses to reinstate 8 former inspectors general fired by Trump administration. Stay tuned as we break down the stories behind these headlines. Some world leaders at the United Nations General Assembly shared their perspectives.
Suriname President Jennifer Geerling-Simons emphasized the importance of unity among nations.
Lithuanian President Gitanas Nausėda warned of a world becoming increasingly dangerous.
He pointed to irresponsible actions eroding international order.
Jordan King Abdullah II addressed the Middle East crisis.
He stressed the importance of speaking out against injustice.
South Korean President Lee Jae-myung celebrated the global impact of Korean culture.
South African President Cyril Ramaphosa called for prioritizing the fight against poverty over war.
Ethereum has dropped almost 10% in value over the past week as bearish sentiment impacts the market.
On-chain data reveals top investors have reduced their holdings as the coin struggles.
This trend creates headwinds that could push Ethereum below $4,000.
Data from Nansen indicates the top 100 largest Ethereum wallets have decreased their holdings by 10% this week.
These wallets control a substantial portion of the circulating supply.
Therefore, changes in their balances often signal shifts in sentiment among major players.
This 10% decline confirms these large holders have been selling Ethereum recently. Thousands of children in the United Kingdom are facing extensive waits for necessary wheelchairs.
The United Kingdom's only specialist wheelchair charity, WizKids, has stopped accepting new patients.
This is due to a significant increase in demand, fueled by National Health Service rejections.
The charity reports a 12.5% year-over-year rise in demand.
One child affected is 8-year-old Charlie Drinkwater.
Due to spina bifida and growth hormone deficiency, Charlie is the size of a 2-year-old and requires a specialized wheelchair.
The National Health Service has repeatedly denied her request for a chair over 5 years, citing budget constraints.
WizKids provided Charlie with a chair previously, but she has now outgrown it and faces another wait.
Schools in Oklahoma are facing potential legal consequences.
They are being warned about violating the law if they do not establish Turning Point United States of America chapters.
This mandate raises concerns about freedom of speech and academic independence.
It is unclear what specific law is being referenced in these warnings.
The implications of this mandate could be far-reaching.
It will be important to monitor how schools respond to this pressure.
Students and faculty may express concerns about political influence on campus.
Further investigation is needed to understand the full scope of this situation.
Elon Musk has given employees at his artificial intelligence company, XAI, 48 hours to document their past and future month of work.
Musk recently restructured Xai's data annotation team, reducing staff and appointing a recent high school graduate to a leadership position.
The demand for artificial intelligence talent is high, with competition between companies like OpenAI and Meta.
Concerns exist about the environmental impact of artificial intelligence data centers and their growing energy demands.
2 women were killed in a fiery 2-car crash on Interstate 96 in Novi, Michigan early Tuesday.
The crash occurred after one car had a tire issue and stopped in the left lane.
It was then rear-ended by a second vehicle.
The drivers of both vehicles were killed.
The Acura driver was identified as 30-year-old Nina Wong from California.
The Kia driver was identified as 57-year-old Sylvette Campbell from Westland, Michigan.
The interstate was closed for several hours for investigation and cleanup.
The closure caused significant delays for commuters.
Digital real estate companies like Opendoor and Better Home remain important players even during the artificial intelligence boom.
Robinhood Markets Chief Investment Officer Stephanie Guild advises investors to keep a close eye on these companies.
She believes they are here to stay despite Opendoor stock falling recently and Better Home stock jumping.
Both stocks have seen significant increases year to date and over the past 12 months.
The real estate and housing market has been challenging with high mortgage rates near multi-year highs.
However, mortgage rates are gradually decreasing, which could revive the housing market.
Guild points out that many homeowners with low rates are hesitant to move, limiting supply.
This situation may change with potential Federal Reserve rate cuts, making companies like Opendoor and Better Home potentially advantageous.
Electric vehicles often offer cost advantages beyond environmental benefits.
This is especially true when comparing efficient Teslas to large ICE vehicles like the Chevrolet Silverado.
While size differences exist, Teslas generally achieve better miles per gallon equivalent.
Switching from a Silverado to a Tesla could lead to substantial fuel savings.
Driving the average 11.23 miles per month, Tesla charging costs significantly less.
The Tesla Model 3 costs approximately $49 monthly to charge.
The Model Y and Model S cost around $54 monthly.
The Model X is slightly higher at approximately $64 monthly.
Ukrainian drones have attacked the Salavat petrochemical complex in Russia for the second time in a week.
This complex is located in the southern Bashkortostan region.
Governor Radi Kabirov confirmed the attack and stated that emergency services are responding.
The crude distillation unit, CDU-6, caught fire after the attack.
This unit processes approximately 6 million tons of oil and gas condensate annually.
This accounts for about 60% of the plant's total production capacity.
Last week, drones also targeted the same complex, which is controlled by Gazprom.
Another main unit, CDU-4, was set ablaze in that attack.
Lawyers representing shareholders of the Walt Disney Company are demanding transparency regarding Jimmy Kimmel's recent suspension.
They suspect Disney executives prioritized political or affiliate interests over shareholder interests.
The lawyers highlight a potential connection between Kimmel's suspension and threats from Federal Communications Commission Chairman Brendan Carr.
They also point to the refusal of certain ABC affiliates to air Kimmel's show.
Disney's stock experienced a significant decline during Kimmel's suspension, amounting to a $4 billion loss.
The lawyers have given Disney 5 business days to respond to their demands for information.
They reserve the right to take further action if Disney does not comply.
The lawyers emphasize the importance of free speech and warn against succumbing to unconstitutional threats.
6 women are being held in Wichita County Jail on federal charges.
They are accused of involvement in the shooting of an Alvarado police officer.
This incident occurred at an Immigration and Customs Enforcement detention center on July 4, 2025.
The 6 women were booked into the Wichita County Law Enforcement Center on September 23, 2025.
They appeared in federal court in Fort Worth on September 22.
The charges relate to what police described as an ambush-style shooting.
The incident began with reports of vandalism and escalated to a shooting.
The officer who was shot survived the attack.
John Husted was appointed to the United States Senate in January after John D. Vance vacated the seat.
Husted had planned to run for Ohio governor but now faces a challenging 2026 Senate race against Democrat Sherrod Brown.
Brown is a well-known Ohio Democrat and his candidacy makes this a competitive race.
This race is crucial for Democrats who hope to regain ground in the Senate.
Husted is relying on his experience and alignment with Donald Trump to win.
However, the absence of Trump on the ballot might affect Republican voter turnout.
Husted has a long history in Ohio politics, serving in the Ohio House of Representatives and as Secretary of State.
He was Mike DeWine's running mate in 2018 and 2022.
Microplastics are now found inside human bones, raising new health concerns.
A meta-analysis of current research reveals alarming findings about microplastics and bone health.
While promoting bone health is a healthcare priority, the impact of microplastics is not fully understood.
Microplastics in bone tissue affect cell function, gene expression, and cause inflammation.
Bones and bone marrow are vital for overall health, including blood cell production.
Bone marrow creates red blood cells, which carry oxygen, and white blood cells, which fight infection.
Microplastics interfere with these essential functions, potentially compromising the immune system.
This research highlights another serious health risk posed by microplastics.
New iPhone 17 models are experiencing Wi-Fi connectivity problems.
Users report brief disconnections after unlocking their phones.
This issue affects all 4 new models including the iPhone 17 Pro Max.
The problem might be related to the new N1 Wi-Fi chip.
The disconnections can cause issues with CarPlay and other connected devices.
Some users found temporary fixes like disconnecting from home pods or keeping Apple Watches locked.
Apple has not officially commented on the issue.
The iOS 26.1 beta seems to resolve the problem for some users.
A federal judge has refused to reinstate 8 former inspectors general fired by the Trump administration.
Judge Anna Reyes stated President Trump likely violated federal law governing the removal of these watchdogs.
However, she ruled the firings did not cause sufficient irreparable harm to justify reinstatement before the lawsuit concludes.
The 8 plaintiffs were among 17 inspectors general dismissed on January 24.
Each received identical emails citing changing priorities as the reason for removal.
Plaintiffs' attorneys argued the firings were unlawful due to lack of required 30-day notice to Congress.
They also cited the absence of a substantive rationale for the removals.
Judge Reyes acknowledged that even if reinstated, President Trump could remove them after 30 days' notice.
Thank you for listening. Stay informed, stay aware, and join us again for more updates that matter. Until next time.